I'm here with tennis coach Jeff Halberg. Coach, you've had a week off after a very, very busy week last weekend. Both teams had two matches in a very short span. Talk a little bit, let's talk men's first. You're coming off a loss to UW La Crosse, and then a well-played match against Concordia where the result maybe doesn't show how well you did play.
Right, right. Yeah, the men actually, I was very pleased for the most part with their match in terms of competitiveness. Concordia was really a very tough team from top to bottom. And we gave them a good run. Yeah, it didn't, on paper it didn't show it that much, but if if you look at the scores and if you had been there to witness it, you would have realized what a great match it actually was. You don't often have matches that close that end up with zeros on your score column, but it happens sometimes, and it was encouraging, at least from the point of view that we knew we were close, and that if we can just kind of get over that hump, just get a little bit more consistency to finish. I hope that we'll get a result in the matches to come.
On the women's side, a very good match against Concordia. You come out with a 6-3 win, very hard fought win there, and then kind of ran out of gas later that same day when you lost to Winona State.
Well, that's right. It was big. The match against Concordia was a huge one for the ladies. We had been able to make a dent in the conference finally and get a win over Bethel earlier in the week, and so to get that win over Concordia was just big because they had actually beaten us 2 years in a row, 5-4. It'd been heartbreakers 2 years in a row. We just desperately wanted to win that match, and the ladies really left it out there. But of course, the catch-22, and as I kind of put the pressure on the ladies. Then we had to try and come back and play against Winona State. Killian was not even able to play because she'd had some back issues, and she just had to stop after. She actually had to stop in the middle of her singles match with Concordia. So she couldn't play, so we were kind of thin and we were just exhausted, and you could feel just emotionally and physically the Winona State match was just a little too much for us that night, but we were still pleased. Honestly, it was one of those days where you just go, you know what, we're not going to let this tarnish the win over Concordia. We were pretty pleased overall.
How important is it to have this week off? You haven't competed since Saturday. Now you're back in action on Friday with the women and both teams on Saturday. Talk a little bit about, is it a good time to get some rest?
It is. Actually, my guys, it was like a walking wounded ward. We had ice packs on knees and shoulders and elbows and all kinds of things. The ladies were a little bit tired too, and it's that time of the semester too. You don't want to forget that they're student athletes, and they have so many things on their plate right now. Coach Sokolowski and I were joking at practice the other day. Honestly, it was like they were just out in space. They were just completely just so unfocused. But we always have to remind ourselves that they have lives outside of the tennis arena, and they do the best they can to cover those things. But sometimes the stress shows. I'm really proud of how they've been able to deal with it this season, but it doesn't mean it's not there. And but hopefully we'll be ready by the time the weekend hits. So
talk a little bit about this weekend. The women go against La Crosse on Friday, then both teams have Hamlin on Saturday. Talk a little bit about your preparation as you get ready for the weekend.
Well, one of the things with the ladies is we had a couple of changes and stuff like that. Some ladies challenging in and playing. The doubles lineup has been strong, but we did have to adjust it. Singles, we've had some people who hadn't got a lot of playing time early in the season or much last year, for instance, that are playing this season and getting some good results, really putting in some hard work. So it's kind of like a work in progress. I definitely see progress, but it's still going to be a challenge for us. The La Crosse is a great team. I think they're like 13-4 right now. They had a regional ranking earlier in the season, so they'll be a tough nut to crack. Hamlin, I feel confident about our chances with the ladies, but at the same time, you never walk into any MIAC match assuming anything, so we're going to have to go out and earn it. On the guys' side, really, like I said, if we play like we did against Concordia, I think we've got a great chance. We just have to finish. If we can start off well and compete from beginning to end, hopefully we'll get the result we're looking for. So.
Friday night, the women against UW La Crosse, and then Saturday against Hamlin. All matches at the Winona Tennis Center. Good luck, Coach.
Thanks.